And we're live. And today we have a very interesting topic. We're going to explore how you can sound confident. And I think this is something that we all want. We want to sound confident at home. We want to sound confident at work. We want to sound confident when talking to the in-laws. And we especially want to sound confident when delivering presentations. So what I'm going to do today is talk you through different ways you can play this wonderful instrument that is your voice. I'm going to share with you 4 keys that you can play on this instrument that will make you instantly sound more confident. Now, of course, if you are joining us live for this live stream, feel free to type any questions you have in the chat. In fact, just let me know that you're watching live in the chat, please. It'd be great to see you there. And if you're watching this as a recording and you have a question, put it into the comments and I will get back to you on that. But getting back on track with our topic, which of course is how to sound confident, one thing that you must become very familiar with is something called tonality. The tonality of your voice. Now, what does tonality mean? Well, let me give you a hypothetical example. Let's imagine that you and I are sitting in a cafe and we're at a table. We've just got our drinks and I say to you, could you pass me the sugar? And then you pass me the sugar and I say, thanks. Now, you know that I'm ungrateful for the sugar because of my tonality, because of how I said the word thanks compared to thanks. There's a difference there. And we're reading into this in every day of our lives. In every single conversation, we are listening carefully to the tonality of the other person. And based on that tonality, we can tell exactly how they're feeling, and therefore we can give a response to that as a result. And it's very important to understand that when you're speaking to an audience, they are listening intently as well to your tonality. And what we can actually do is manipulate how they're feeling, or rather a better word might be influence how they are feeling through our tonality. We can make our audience feel intrigued by the way we change our voice. We can make our audience feel excited about what they're about to hear by using our tonality in a different way. Or we can make our audience feel certain about our points, about our words, just by how we say them. And so we're going to focus on confidence today. And you may have remembered that I said there were 4 notes that you can play on this wonderful instrument, which is tonality. And the first one is on screen right now. Pace. Pace of your voice. How fast or how slow you speak. The second is, of course, the strength of your voice. Is your voice soft or is your voice quite strong and firm like this? Third, we've got the volume of your voice, how loud or quiet you speak. And then lastly, we have the inflection of your voice. And this is basically the direction of your voice. Does your voice go up like this or does it go down like this? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to pace. And now I'm going to talk you through these 4 things with the idea of sounding confident in mind. And just before I do that, I think we've got someone in the comments here. Oh, Elizabeth, great to have you watching. Thanks very much for tuning in. Great. So we're going to go back into this a little bit more now. So pace. If you want to sound confident, think about it. How do people sound? What pace do they speak at when they're confident? Do they talk really fast like this? Or do they slow things down? They tend, in general, to speak at a slower rate of speech. And therefore, if you want to sound confident, we need to slow that pace down a bit. Let's look at strength. When someone's, confident in what they're saying, is their voice quite soft like this? Or is it more firm like this? It's more firm, isn't it? And if we look at volume for a second here, do confident people, are they quite quiet when they speak, or do they really project their voice quite loud? They're louder in general. And with inflection, ask yourself this question. Does the voice go upward like this, or does it go downward like this? It tends to go downward. In fact, one of the key signs that someone's not confident is when their voice goes up like this, because it's almost like they're asking a question of the audience, even when they're making a statement. So my point is that if you want to sound confident, you've got to utilize those 4 key ingredients. You've got to think about the pace, the strength, the volume, and the inflection of your voice. If you can play those keys on this instrument, if your pace is slower, if you do speak with a little bit more firmness, if your volume does project, and if your inflection is down, you're going to sound confident. And the cool thing is we can literally use these 4 touch points of pace, strength, volume, and inflection to show any form of emotion with our voice. If I want to, for instance, convey empathy when I'm speaking, I'm again going to slow the pace down. I'm going to speak a lot softer. I'm going to have less volume, and my inflection is going to be down as well. If I want to show excitement, then my pace is going to be faster. The strength of my voice is going to return. The volume is going to be louder, and the inflection is going to be a little bit up because I'm excited about it. So hopefully you're seeing that tonality is the key for unlocking the potential of your voice, for unlocking the instrument which your voice is. And if you can begin to utilize those 4 things, those 4 keys, pace, strength, volume, and inflection, you are going to open up the possibilities of the influence and impact you can have on your audience. You can literally influence how people feel when they're watching your presentation just through playing your voice the correct way, through playing this amazing instrument that you have. Like I say, if you do have any questions on this, feel free to put them in the chat and I'll answer them. But that is the key, my friends, to how to sound confident. Think about your tonality, think about the pace, the strength, the volume, and the inflection of your voice. Next week, I am thinking about doing a live on how to interact with your audience, how to actually make it a 2-way conversation. Because I believe in presentations, your job as a speaker is not just to speak at the audience. It's also to invite the audience into your presentation. So I'm going to talk you through different ways you can do that next week. And the other thing I wanted to quickly mention that is that if you are very serious about coming across more confident, not just with your voice, but your body language, your content, all aspects of your speaking, you might want to consider looking into some coaching. Coaching is literally the fastest way to improve. I've had speaker coaches myself, and it has made me grow massively. And I now coach other people to become more confident, to become more compelling in their presentations. I've got a 3-month program that literally takes people from being nervous and anxious to confident and compelling. If you would like more information on that program, again, you can type a message into the chat, or you can send me a direct message on LinkedIn, or you can email me. You'll find it on my website, confidencebydesign.co.uk. I don't have any spaces available in the program until January, so do let me know soon if you're interested, because they are likely to fill up in January as well, and then you'll be waiting till March, and then you'll never get a chance to do it. The bottom line is this, though, from today. If you want to sound confident, you've got to think about your tonality. The instrument, which is your voice, has 4 key keys: pace, volume, strength, and inflection. Play those keys effectively. You're going to sound confident. Your audience is going to believe in what you're saying, and you're going to have far more impact when you speak. Have a great weekend.